Okay, we're going to learn a little bit about hyperlinks, or also known as links in HTML. This is also an HTML tag which lets you link to different web pages on the internet or within your own website. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new file here in our HTML folder and call it, you guessed it, links.html. Now we're going to make sure that's open. Here in my working files, I have a little too many working files open. I'm going to close some here just to keep it nice and simple. However, I do want to copy the basic structure of one of the documents I've done before, just so I don't have to redo it every time. If you want to, totally cool. In my other courses, in my basic HTML course that I've done before, I encourage my students to write this out every single time. But if you want to do that, you can. You can pause the video and you can write out all of the tags just to increase your muscle memory. Call the title links. I'm just going to go ahead and just remove everything within the body tag here just to start from scratch. Save that. Links.html. Okay, so I'm just going to write some text here in a paragraph tag. Why not? I'm going to say, if you want to find anything on the internet, you can Google it. So, true statement. You really can just Google anything. And I just saved, so make sure you save too. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make Google it a link to Google. And this is how you do it. You need to do an A tag. And A tag is a hyperlink tag. So it looks like so, and I'm just going to close that around Google it. There we go. But now you can't actually link anywhere if you don't have an attribute that tells the link where to go. Right now you just have an A tag and it doesn't mean anything. It's actually invalid code. So what we need to do is add an attribute. This is where attributes come in handy. Add a space. Remember, in your opening tag, and you need to add an attribute, and that is going to be the href attribute. So href equals, and then two quotation marks, and in between the quotation marks, this is where you add your link. Now we can link to Google like this, http://google.com, and / if you want. You don't have to. Save that. So now over here, if you want to find anything on the internet, you can Google it, and that is a link where you can click it, and that will take you to, it should take you to Google if we've done it correctly. And there we go. It just had a little bit of problem here in brackets. It didn't like that I left the preview window, so it had to do a little bit of a funky switch here. But that linked to google.com. I'll go back here to my project in the browser window. Now, this is called an absolute URL, meaning in the href, you could do two types of URLs. This is a URL. It's an absolute URL, meaning it is a full URL that you're telling the document to navigate to. So it could be bradhussey.ca, google.com, facebook.com, so on and so forth. But if you want to use a relative URL, which is the other option, that lets you navigate to documents within your own website. I'm going to change this altogether. I'm going to remove this tag altogether and just say, if you want to find anything on the internet, you can check out my index page. Now that's not a true statement, but I'm just going to use it for an example. So you can check out my index page. So I want to wrap that in an A tag. Make sure the A tag is wrapped around the rest of the document here, or the text, and the href needs to be something within my own site. So basically, a relative URL navigates to a page relative to the root of your website. So the root of our website here is the HTML folder. This is the root. So you're going to put in here a relative URL, which can look as simple as something like this. That is a relative URL. So that means it will navigate to the index page within your website. So now if I were to click that, that will go to my index page, which says hello world. So now you can see how your web pages can start hyperlinking to each other and to different pages across the internet. So that's basic hyperlinks. And up next, we're going to learn a little bit more HTML. See you there.